Hey everybody, welcome back. We can't have a normal start to our videos.
We're starting
it's fine.
down the buzz train.
If you've been with us before, you understand. If you're new here, welcome to our home. We are here reacting to Eurovision videos, and today you have joined us to react to Romania 2023. Alright, so kicking us off, the performer, I assume his name is pronounced Theodor, or Theodor, but I assume Theodor, Andrei. And the song is called D.G.T, Off and On. I have no idea what that is about. We have done no research.
Don't go truffling.
I know what he looks like, and that is about it. So we are just giving our basic, very first impressions and to the song itself, and these impressions will most likely change up until and possibly through the final, depending on how the performance itself is, and if they make the final. But, you know, based on whatever strikes you, what are your pre-impressions? What do you think the song's going to be about?
Well, I don't have an impression about what the song's going to be about, but I know that he's going to have incredible eyeliner.
Because Romania.
Okay. Incredible eyeliner. Carlina.
There's going to be a lot of strobe lights.
Okay. I think that he's either going to have a surprisingly high or surprisingly low voice.
I hope it's low.
I think D.G.T stands for Don't Go Truffling, because he watched the film Pig, and this is now a cautionary tale inspired by a Nicolas Cage film.
Okay, those are our impressions. Thank you for joining us. We will now react to Romania's entry for 2023.
Okay.
It just starts. I like the style.
I like his pants.
I like his bow tie.
It's very Tim Burton.
Yes.
He's kind of Tim Burton in general, actually.
Oh, those boots. Everybody's boots.
His voice is very soft. I want it to be more prominent in my mix.
Oh! Ah!
Classic! Okay. Like, I 100% believe this is his natural singing voice,
Yep.
but it definitely lends toward a Damiano.
I was just going to say it's
With
Damiano.
the gravel.
The gravelly.
Uh-huh. Right there. I'm trying.
Yeah, I want to know.
May.
I enjoy this. This style is very, very bluesy backbeat.
Yeah. Kind of the backbeat groove.
Mm-hmm. Did I make love, not war?
Yes.
What are these guys
100%.
doing?
They're the voodoo doll.
Really? No, he's the voodoo
the-
doll. Or the voodoo doll is him.
Yeah.
So are they just the ones acting?
Is she going to break his leg on stage? 'Cause that'd be awesome.
Gotta save it for the final.
What?
When did she get?
Continuity error. What? What's
what?
happening?
What?
How is that?
Oh, we have steps back because
Yes.
we didn't have enough stairs in Eurovision 2022.
Was that
Somebody had to bring it back.
It's just like a set of
was
risers.
was that the world's fastest costume change or a continuity error?
Oh yeah! I was right! Sexiest hamburglar outfit ever. this way this time, so
Mhm.
Maya has more.
Well, starting off with 2 good songs.
Yeah.
For today's recording.
Yeah.
Obviously love double costume change. That's great.
Yep.
Or triple.
Well, yeah.
Depending
Yeah,
if
I don't know
she-
what
He had
happened.
a
How
What her
she
thing- I
like
don't
had
know.
a jumpsuit and then she didn't.
It was just like,
We were mesmerized, put it that way.
Mesmerized.
Yeah. I
Mesmerized.
really like his voice.
I do too.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
really like the way he did that, and he has an extreme vocal range within this song. He goes really high, he goes really low, and he did good with that.
Mhm.
I like how they ripped off his shirt when he was going really high. that was pretty great. Yeah, gonna be honest, I was having a hard time listening to the lyrics because I was so distracted by what was happening that I actually don't know what off and on was, and I actually
Oh yeah,
don't know.
I did not get any of the I mean, like only I think only some of it was in English.
Yeah, the first part was not.
Yeah. Yes.
And then
So-
he went into English, and I gonna be honest, I didn't even listen to the English part really because I
Yeah.
I was.
It's hard. It's hard with your very first listen to know like what all to pay attention to. So it's
Yeah.
just gotta like hit you the way it hits you, and then
Yeah.
you just listen to
oh,
it more.
but
and
I
find out.
love that so much about performances themselves
Yes.
versus just like stumbling upon something on the radio or Spotify. Like actually just coming up on any random performance. It's like, yes, the music matters, the lyrics matter, the performance matters. Everything about that is a piece of the art, but like it's meant to strike you. And so
Mhm.
whatever part that it pulls you into, I think is how it's kind of meant for you. And I think that that's something intentional by the artist because we're all going to be in a different place when we hear this or see this.
Yeah.
And I think that this did a really good job of that because it like had a storyline in the background. And like for me, I was caught up in that storyline and trying to figure out how everybody's part played in together. And obviously making up a narrative in my own head, which I won't share. But I just
It's hers.
It's mine. I don't want to influence you one way or the other.
Or get us banned from YouTube.
Previous years I might have, but this year I will let that be up to you. But yeah, so I think that's kind of how it struck me. And yeah, that was exactly where I was at. Like I was digging the vibe and like listening to him, like the words that were coming out of his mouth, but not actually taking them in. Like my brain could hear them but not process them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I definitely want to give that another listen and actually pay attention to kind of different parts because yeah, just the overall performance and energy of this song I was down with. I love his voice as well. There were a couple little parts I was questionable about, but for the most part, yeah, I just think overall he is pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little confused by the hair choice because it seemed like he
His?
had a ponytail and then he just took it out.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
that's what his hair was.
And see, I completely missed this.
So
I can understand him.
Did you have more on your notes?
no.
Okay.
No.
Did you have more?
It was very sultry.
Wow.
I don't have a whole lot to say that I didn't say during the video. Those of you oldies, and I cannot remember which year, and I cannot remember which country this was, but there was a song, mid-2000s, that this reminds me of, Senza Tu. Senza Tu, Senza Tu, and it's just, now I have that in my head. I don't think any part of this song copied it, but the tempo is about the same, and the
And that's
general
all it takes.
vibe
Oh.
of kind of this.
The impact in your heart.
Sure. It's kind of the same. So that's just kind of a throwaway thought for all of you. And yeah, I dig the style. I think he's very young,
He looks young.
and he has a very comfortable stage presence, which goes a long way with me for believing that he feels the way that he's projecting on stage.
Oh, sure.
So I really appreciate that.
Okay. Oh, me.
Yes.
Right.
No, I'm just gonna go with
Okay. Well, let me think here. So, overall, I'm in agreement with the groove of the song. I kind of dig the groove. Uh, I will make a caveat here. I have been accused of general broad blanket disapproval of most especially scantily clad women on Eurovision stages in our comments section. For clarity, I don't have any issue with scantily clad women, and I'm moving the mic away. Uh, no more talking.
You're just
And
very loud.
like women, it's perfectly fine for women to show however much they feel like showing on stage. Like that is fine. Your body, you can show it if you choose to, as long as first of all they're the ones making that decision and not some costume designer forcing them into it, which I don't think happens a lot at Eurovision, so it's fine. But also, if it's not the only thing happening in the video to make it interesting, like
Ugh.
if all we have is a scantily clad individual, it can be male or female, dancing on stage to a garbage song, it makes it worse for me because it's like, well, we're trying too hard. This one, I did not feel that was the case. I felt like it was appropriate to the style and the presentation of the song.
Right.
You know, the guys were moving their shirts seemed very normal and natural within the context, and he had that thing written on his chest is kind of great. So
It's
and the
because
tear off and all
you didn't know it, but you were adhering to the narrative that I had in my head while I was
That's gotta
watching
be
it.
what it was.
So it felt natural. It felt natural because it was natural. If you were living the story the way I was.
It was stylistically appropriate, and and it wasn't all that the song had going for it.
Yeah, exactly. It was background. The dancers were quite good in general, and their presence and kind of that, like you said, the narrative they were putting together. It was all pretty cohesive. I really liked that. And on top of that, the song going over the top is really good. But I'm in the same boat. I kind of lost track of the song. Kind of fell into the background to trying to figure out what was happening in the video, and not necessarily that I felt it was distracting, but it was interesting enough to try and keep engaged with it and what was happening. So all positive, I think, but next time I listen to it, I'm actually probably going to pay closer attention to the song than the stage show.
Yeah, and that's kind of a good problem to have. Like, to have a good song and also good stage presence. Oh man, that's kind of what you want.
Yeah, this is true. It's interesting. This is the first song this year where I felt compelled to compare it to last year's entry from Romania, and it's like, so
I forget what they did last year.
Yamame.
Okay.
Yamame. They're, I don't even know what to do with that thought, but you have it now. You're welcome. They're both so different that it's just like, I can't determine if I like one more than the other. They were expressing very different things. Yes. They were engaging the audience in very different ways. So I'm just gonna take a couple months to figure that out for myself.
I feel like, again, playing into my narrative, I feel like, because I kind of felt the same way about the other song, that it's like, it still had its own story. And yes, it was more of a poppy song, but I think they tell two very different stories, but I think that's the same thing, is that they are still playing in this very authentic, like, this is an experience. Like, this, not necessarily just a personal experience for them, but something that everybody can relate to. And I think that it fits the personality of the artist very well for the two different performers. So, yeah, I like seeing that from them. I think that Romania has been very authentic to themselves individually. Yep. Not necessarily, I don't know how to represent the entire country, but the individual artists have been very authentic, so I really appreciate that. They're not just trying to go, okay, well, this is what the mainstream wants. I love it.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. Okay, no one's itching to say anything last minute. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I don't read
really anything. I don't know what to say.
Well done.
I don't really remember who's next, so it's gonna be a surprise for us and a surprise for you when it pops up. But it's up there somewhere.
It'll be one we
haven't
done before.
Yes. He's figured out the system. We're only doing new songs we haven't heard before. But that's going to wrap it up for us. Let us know how you feel about Romania's song in the comments, especially if you are Romanian. Let us know. Does this represent you? Do you feel like this will do well? And yeah, what are your hopes for this year? And we will check you out in the next video. Who knows what that is? We're going to find out in a couple seconds. You'll probably find out in a couple days.
Too early for the wave.
Sorry.
Too early.
Sorry. Okay.
Thank you for joining us. Now, Carlina, you can win.
I'm ready. Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.